Want to see a magic trick? All morning I thought I was going crazy, grabbing waters for people. Like, I swear it was liquid. Do you want me to go grab you one that's not frozen? Nope. They were liquid the whole time. Until now.
Y'all, can something really freeze that fast? I mean, that happened within seconds. That's crazy.
Here you go, dumbass.
We need that out here.
Bro, the miscellaneous meat is diabolical. I'm so. Oh my god, they got another one. Oh my.
So the miscellaneous meat is just a code in the scale. Look at the numbers, they're probably the same. With that being said, that lunch meat over there was probably in a package that popped its seal, I would imagine. Rewrapped, still trying to make a couple bucks. I don't know.
They can't be struggling that bad.
Alright, so I just fucking got salmon from Publix, and there's a motherfucking worm in my salmon. I ate one of these already.
I can get you another pack, or I can get you a refund. Either way, like, I mean, there's no way to prevent it with some of this stuff. It just,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, it could be hiding in there. We don't see it, so we don't have anything that we can scan for it. So
Got it. So obviously, I guess a refund.
okay.
I love salmon, but every time I cook it now, I'm just like trying to dissect it and make sure I don't see anything worm-like.
Las Vegas, you might want to go get some gasoline. Due to the fires in Los Angeles, the 566-mile pipeline has been shut down, which ships gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel from Los Angeles refineries and marine terminals to Las Vegas. There's no doubt that it's going to impact our fuel prices. You might want to go top off your tank or fill it up before the prices go up.
Check this shit out. Look at this shit. Motherfucker's sleeping in there.
I just know something crazy. Y'all remember this concert that they just had at the Las Vegas Sphere? Look at the background real quick. What does this and all of that remind you of? Seems very similar to a situation that we found ourselves in at the exact same time. By the way, this is just entertainment. I'm just being stupid. Now, obviously all this is going on, right? But did you know the orbs never actually left? They're actually increasing in number, and they're tucked in these very, very condensed moisture areas. I gotta say it the way I said it, okay? In this video in Florida is actually insane because you can see this huge layer, again, of that condensed moisture air. You can see it moving in. And the same exact phenomenon right here in San Diego, which is insane. It's like almost a living entity. And completely unrelated, they're finding all sorts of foam-like substance in pools in Texas. Wonder what that could be.
They have mastered the weather mod.
How are they throwing gasoline? The fuck?
So people are wearing masks again, but it's not for what you think. And this might be the future of fashion and streetwear. Let me explain. So nowadays, people are starting to wear anti-facial recognition clothing items. And the problem with facial recognition is nowadays it's everywhere. On our cameras, on our phones, just about anywhere in public that you go, facial recognition is being used on you, regardless if you know it or not. So nowadays, people are wearing certain things to combat facial recognition. Companies are going as far as making anti-facial recognition clothing items that would throw off these cameras, such as t-shirts, crew necks, long sleeves. They have these funky designs on there for the sole reason of throwing off these cameras. And people have been spotted walking around this city wearing these white face masks to conceal their privacy of their own face, which is crazy. People are now going as far as doing makeup to throw off this facial recognition. Some people are starting to make these face shields with reflections on them. And I've also started to see really creepy face masks that people are wearing that look like a human face. I don't know, man. 2025 is going to be a weird time. And I guess I'm anxious to see the future of this as to what brands might start making this. Like, are we going to see Nike and Supreme anti-facial recognition clothing and face masks? Could this be the future of like fashion? I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think on this. And if you like this video, don't forget to follow.
I love how humans are so smart and they will adapt to anything, but why do we have to do this type of stuff? Like, is it really necessary?
I made what I think is a startling observation about Elon Musk. And it may just be the mama bear in me, but at the start of Elon getting very involved with our government, at least in a public way, whenever he is out in public, he does this. He does this. And 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 I don't think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden, of all of his children and his historical reputation of being an offhands dad, that now he's carrying around a shield with him. And I think that is beyond effed up. What do you think?
With so many assassinations going on, why would he ever do that?
Probably shouldn't share this since people I know watch and know I wear pink all the time, but this is the reason I do it. In the 1980s, psychologists painted jail cells with this specific shade of pink. It's called drunk tank pink, and found that prisoners were more calm as a result. Then football coaches began painting their visitor locker rooms with this same shade of pink to pacify their opponents. So I got a bunch of t-shirts and button-downs in this color and found it makes people more likely to feel good around me and more likely to say yes. And that's why I wear pink.
I feel like that's a stretch, but
what I'm saying is I don't believe the history we've been taught. Here's a good example. Have you ever heard about Lewis and Clark going across the Mississippi? In 1803, there was nothing there supposedly back in those days. Okay, so now think about that. So we're talking about like 200 years ago. There was nothing west of the Mississippi as far as the America was concerned. Now talk about when these cities were founded and became cities like we know today. And explain to me how that makes even a lick of sense. Like, so how did Chicago go from like literally like a tent city in 1840 to Chicago like we know it by 1860? You think about all the central planning that would have took. Then you go like to places like San Francisco. San Francisco like had 1,000 people in like 1840. And then there's a panoramic shot very famously that shows the whole city in 1873. And it's a full-grown city. There ain't one bit of construction happening right there, but the whole city is fully grown. San Francisco was supposedly discovered in 1776. So this is around the time what it would have got its name. Well, here's the interesting thing. There's old maps that are 200 years older than that actually either have S. Francisco on it in that same area, or they straight up say San Francisco. Where Chicago is at, there's old maps from like the 1500s that say Shalaga.
mRNA vaccines have reached the pork industry, and here's what they're not telling you. So all across the U.S., pork can be vaccinated with the mRNA vaccine and not be labeled on the packages that you are buying in the grocery store. So we have no idea what pork has been vaccinated, what pork hasn't been. My best advice to get around this is find a great local pork dealer, go directly through them. And as always, guys, buy American and buy local.
And some of y'all still trust the FDA.
This is why you don't drink Coke, okay? See that rusty nails? Watch this. This is why you don't drink Coke. That's why you don't drink soda in general. You guys see that? Coke cleaned the rust off the nails. So what it does to your intestines, you can only imagine. Don't drink it.
Did y'all see the frozen cows in Texas this year? Y'all remember last year when it happened in Kansas, but this year it's in Texas. Look at that. I don't believe this snow hurts them, right? I mean, that's why they leave him out there. But look at what happened to this truck in Kansas, y'all. Tires completely locked up. They're not going anywhere. He's just sliding. Look, even inside of some people's homes was getting frozen, y'all. Look at this. What? That's crazy. And I don't even know how this happened, but this lady's daughter's fish tank completely froze in Dallas, Texas, y'all. What? Look at this.
My daughter's fish tank. Yeah, that fish is dead.
People were getting these things on their windows. That's crazy, y'all. This is in Texas. On their cars as well. Even look, the tire's frozen too. Y'all not going anywhere. This is stay at home day. Oh my goodness, y'all, that's crazy. Fire on the West Coast, ice on the East. Crazy. Let's continue to get this shift, y'all. Peace and.
It's been so cold. I've had to turn up my thermostat up so high to just compensate for all the cold air coming in the house. It's been so crazy out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, he's first of all wearing a fake fireman's jacket. And what you're seeing on the close-up as he turns to reference the scene behind him and shows us his back, which clearly he wasn't anticipating would make it on cam, is clothespins pulling his jacket in, cinching it, if you will, my ladies, so that his waist looks more svelte on camera. Why is he pretending to be a fireman? This is not dress-up time. That's something that my little boys did when they were still in the single digits, would put on the fun fireman's jacket and pretend to be firemen. That is not something that the host of World News Tonight for ABC News Broadcast Network should be doing live from a disaster scene. It's not dress up time, my friend. I'm big on the costume nights. We do it at home with my children when we're on vacation, not on the news when people are dying.
Is it hard to climb? Let's find out.
We get it. We get it. You could do it.
That was easy.
Please don't go over.
I'm not a professional, but the way that they're trying to keep people in or out would seem like they would have some type of voltage to those fences.
Pino, a former medical reviewer at Humana.
Imagine how long ago that was and compare it to now. And now it is so much worse.
Look at Jesse Waters' outrage because one CEO got Luigi'd. One CEO. Where was the outrage when we had 81 school shootings in 2024? Where is Sean Hannity's frustration at the 2,566 kids unalived by guns in 2023? Where is Laura Ingram's exasperation at the 18,874 firearm-related homicides in 2023? And finally, where's the anger from the media at the 68,000 number of Americans who are unalived each year due to a lack of health care? I hope you'll remember this simple example when you see the talking heads in our mass media telling us how we should be upset because one man was a victim of gun violence in the streets of America. I want you to remember when they tell you how outraged you should be because another person reached his breaking point because our system broke him. So when the media asks me to be outraged by one man's anger and desperation and act of violence, I'm afraid all I have to offer is thoughts and prayers.
They really do pick and choose what they fight over. Unfortunately, a lot of the major news does not ever hit mainstream, and that's why it's up to us to make all the research that we need to be informed and prepared.
So this guy bought an LG washing machine that was smart and Wi-Fi enabled. And one day he's looking at his internet consumption and realizes that the washing machine is using 3.5 gigabytes of data per day. He went on to find out. He was shocked. He was highly suspicious. What kind of information is this washing machine sharing? Well, apparently smart washing machines are collecting a significant amount of data, including personal information, date of birth, location, access to photos. Now, this is what many people are wondering, the Internet of Things, right? Everything being wireless, everything being smart, collecting data, and it goes down a rabbit hole similar to George Orwell's book. This is why I have no smart things in my home other than, I guess, this phone. I don't have any newly Wi-Fi enabled this, that, fridge, frickin' freezer, all this stuff. You want to keep your home as organic and Amish as possible.
I know that they say that they use these devices to keep track of us so that they could use it for kind of customizing advertisements that suit us best. But don't y'all think there's a more sinister reason for this?
This fire even got celebrities chiming in. Chris Brown went on his Instagram and said this. Y'all can see what he said. So I'm not crazy, right? And remember, he's in the Los Angeles area. He also said, make sure y'all throw a ceremony or a parade for these firefighters and first responders after this. Yes, y'all. We must all do that. DDG even chimes in. Listen to this, y'all.
Me, I'm just saying it's just a little weird that it's happening in so many different rich areas. And I know it's people that's not rich that also got affected, but the areas that it's happening in, it should not be happening in. Like Pacific Palisades is right next to the ocean. Bro, these areas, it ain't supposed to be happening. You feel me? West Hollywood is out of control. This is the city. Literally don't make no logical sense to me. I'm like, bro, why is Hollywood? The Hollywood sign is on fire right now. Kid you not. How?
Wouldn't it be crazy that on the day of the devastating fire in Maui, no alarms were sounded to warn the people? Wouldn't it be crazy that on the day of the devastating fire, local firefighters reported that nearly all of the fire hydrants had no water in them? Wouldn't it be crazy if local police officers directed people down to Front Street only to leave them stranded and trapped amongst the blaze? Wouldn't it be crazy if the fire was so hot that it melted metal? And wouldn't it be crazy if the average forest fire temperature is not hot enough to do that? Wouldn't it be crazy if blue cars and blue homes were unaffected by the fire for some reason? Wouldn't it be crazy if the mayor of Maui declined to answer questions about the 2,000 children who were allegedly missing after the fire? Wouldn't it be crazy if they put a massive wall around the city after the fire so that no one could see what's going on with the rebuilding process? Wouldn't it be crazy if the chief of police of Maui was the same man who was in charge of the investigation of the Las Vegas shooting in 2017? Wouldn't it be crazy if a Build Back Better conference had been hosted in Maui just a few months prior to the massive fire? And isn't it crazy that to this day, the media has not really looked into any of these things or taken any of them seriously? Yeah, that would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
And isn't it crazy that the California fires are like a part 2 to Maui? They saw that after Maui, nobody did a damn thing. And now that they know they can do it in Cali and anywhere else that they wish and still have the same outcome.
We have some huge breaking news right now. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield has now changed its policies where it will not pay for the full duration of anesthesia during a surgery if the time of the surgery runs longer than the insurance company expected. This is one of the craziest situations you will hear all day. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield specifically changed its policy relating to 3 states. The states are Connecticut, New York, and Missouri. And what Anthem is saying is that it will predetermine the time a surgeon should take to complete a surgery. And if the time a surgeon takes to complete a surgery goes past the predetermined time and a patient needs more anesthesia, then the insurance company will not pay the bill for any allotted time over the predetermined time. And the American Society of Anesthesiologists is calling Anthem out this evening. Because think about it, this policy would incentivize surgeons to perform surgeries faster, potentially increasing mistakes. And if the surgeon doesn't, then you know who's footing the bill? The patient, who's going to pay more money because they need anesthesia. Everyone needs to hear what's happening right now. Comment below your thoughts, spread the word, and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
Them saying that Anthem is getting called out is just to make us feel like somebody is doing something about it. But in reality, they all work for the same system.
As we all know, that our U.S. tax system is a voluntary tax system, and we depend on people willing every year to sit down, fill out that form, and pay their appropriate amount of taxes. So I really think enforcement is a reward to those who voluntarily comply. And I think if the public does not see that the IRS is enforcing the laws, we're going to be at risk of losing people continuing to voluntarily comply.
That rabbit hole is so confusing.
Breaking news, an American pastor named Will Duffy took 4 of the most prominent flat earth conspiracy theorists to Antarctica to prove the earth is a globe in a final experiment, but then this happened.
Turn it over to the flat earthers. Who would like to go first? One of the most popular flat earth YouTube channels. Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't. Whoa! He said, "You want to go? I'll take you," and brought me here, and it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are gonna have to figure that out yourself. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that.
These companies are saying that they're urgently hiring, but yet they're rejecting.
Actually, no, they're not rejecting everyone. They're simply not hiring. I hate to tell you this, but these jobs don't exist. I'm a tech recruiter, and I get ghosted by my company and other agencies we work for in positions we try to fill 90% of the time. I'll have people get first round, second round, third round interviews, even to the point where, yeah, they're going to figure out the financials and send them a job offer. That doesn't happen. There is no offer. All they do is they're trying to make it look like they're busy, and it looks like they're hiring. And then for whatever reason, at the end of the road, oh, it doesn't work out. I am literally being told now to don't worry about what hires I get, just worry about hitting my numbers. So that means all they care about is me submitting resumes, and that's it. There's definitely something political going on that they're not disclosing on why they are doing this to begin with, but yeah, it's a load of bullshit. Unless you're a rock star and you agree to get underpaid 20 grand, you're not getting an offer.
The fact is that they gaslight the shit out of us, and that seems like some accurate information to me. I'm so happy to be back to watch these videos with you guys. I hope that you join me tonight, and I appreciate you so much. To anybody new that is joining our family, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video down below, and hit that notification bell as well so you can be notified every time a new video is released. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, be good, do right. Everything is everything, and I will catch you on the next one.